What's going on YouTube? It's me, Trevor, doing TombWatcher from HackTheBox, which is, I think, extremely great. Again, um, actually this first part is the pretty straightforward. So we are starting with here the credentials, and we just have to be the bloodhound data and just analyze it, and it will be way to forego on the user.txt. Then after that, we have to enumerate something more. But after that's all, it's gonna be finished with the great ADCS, which is ESC15, and then down the machine. So if you're ready, let's jump it fastly. So we're gonna be starting here with the Kratz, the Henry, and with his password, and let's just do basic enumeration on let's call it on SMB. So what I'm gonna call is netexec SMB, and let me give it here the code and what's actually returned me. So we just got it here is DC01 for DC, and we call domain name, which is domain TombWatcher and TombWatcher.htb. Instead of to be doing edit etc host file manually, so let's just use here netexec module, which is generate host file, and then you have to be added to where we want to generate. So we have now the access on etc host file as user, so we have to be added here sudo. Let me just add it and let's see. So after that's all, I'm gonna be with fqdn. So dco1 TombWatcher.htb, and let's see if it's worked. So it should be work because now is this IP address is equal this, right? So you can just go for on etc host file, and you will be see here your etc host file is ready. So after that's all, and we can just basic stuff like since we have username and password, looking for shares, right? So enumerate the shares, maybe that could be best way to be starting. Let's call shares. Of course, we have to be do if it's work on SMB first, but let's just see in this way. So it's already working. So the all credentials it's actually work, and we have in here we have the access on the shares, and but nothing interesting on the shares, right? So those are just default ones, but yes, of course we can try if there's something with -m spider plus and looking for into it, and maybe there's something interesting in these files like netlog and system wall, right? The other module I want to use on the netexec, which is --users, it will be giving us the username list on it, and we will understand if it's there's some description on the user, right? So maybe they added this his or her password on description, so that will be great enumeration, right? We just got it here for username, nothing in description, but at least we have username list. So I'm gonna be created with vim netexec users, and let's just save with that and create users.txt. So we can also try netexec. So first of all, we have to check pass polishy, of course. So after the pass polishy, we will try the password spray, but we have to do pass polishy first, of course. And in the same time, let's check in the shares, but there is nothing interesting in the shares, right? So what I'm gonna be checking on the SMB, and a locked account duration and account locked threshold is none. So that means we can do spray. So for this one, I'm gonna use users, and here I'm gonna use continue on success, and it will be try for all user, and that will be cool, to be honest. In the otherwise here, so I want to also check we try with there was only Henry using his password, by the way, so I want to check, by the way. So the other things I want to look it into here, if we have LDAP access, it's because if we have LDAP access, so that means we can dump bloodhound data. So the next command will be bloodhound -- bloodhound and -- DNS server, which is equal to here DNS server of the IP addresses, right? So then collection all. So it will be dump all blatant data for us, but it's really take a time too much. It's maybe like 2 or 3 minutes, so I don't want to waste your all time. You just have to be uploaded, and I already done it. And so my analysis is here. The first things I want to check here, if there's any combustible users. Actually, we don't need it for to be do it actually, but let's just verify something. There is no combustible or asapprostable user. There's nothing about them. So we only have Henry here. I'm gonna go on this and add the owner. So because we have his username and his password, right? So what I'm gonna do is just scroll down and looking for output object control, and we just saw there's a write SPN rights we have on Alfred. When I'm gonna be checking on Alfred, I will check it here. There's another interesting things is the output object control. So we have itself on infrastructure, right? So what I'm gonna do is just go on here and another output object control. And infrastructure can read GMSA password of Ansible dev. So I will also check Ansible dev output object control. There's too much output object control. Actually, I didn't like it because it's really it's not real life, to be honest. And Sam has write owner on John. John also has output object control and ADCS, but the another things you have to be checked here. John is member of remote management users, so that should be our target. So somehow with just output object control, we will go Henry to something and the John. So our last goal should be here John. So let's go for pathfinding and check for John, and you will be see here all the things you have to do, and like a John from Henry to John. So we can read user.txt. If we can do everything here with successfully, then we will own the here John. So actually in this video I want to show you another great things. It's find aces. So you can just go on here and look for find aces. This is really actually great in the font, the for find aces for you, and maybe there was something interesting, right? So the usage is like that. We're gonna be using LDAP authentication here, of course, and we have to be replace it with the domain name, which is called TombWatcher. And here we have to call the FQDN, of course, and let's just give it here username and password. So let's just add this like that, right? So okay, so yeah, of course it's wrong, of course it is. I have to edit it like that. So what says tasks feature results. All right, this is interesting. It says invalid credentials. Really? Maybe I use it wrong, but I don't think so. I really don't think so, but let's just check. To be honest, no, I don't think so. And it's Henry, and it's Henry's password. Let's say maybe like that. It says invalid credentials again. TombWatcher and TombWatcher. So those are correct. What's wrong? I don't know. It's not correct, but it's not correct also. What about this one? I don't think so, of course. Henry. Yeah, maybe something like that. To be honest, I don't know how to use it in this way. So let's see. Maybe I use it wrong. Nope. It's in like that. Actually, oh, this is interesting. Okay, let me try it again. To be honest, I want to do it, so it will be racist. Maybe add it here to add. No. I don't know how to use that, to be honest. But it's work for here, right? Henry. What's wrong? I want to ask ChatGPT. I want to ask ChatGPT. Or let's call Grok. I want to ask because I don't know how to use that. Maybe we are just doing something on the quotation and I didn't realize it, to be honest. Okay, in that no, command is wrong. Yeah, this is correct. This is of course correct. Of course it is. No, it will not work. Yeah, it will not work. Maybe like that? No. I don't know. So let's just forget it about it. So maybe we can try later. So not just right now. I'm gonna be using here Alfred, so I don't care. So let's just start with write SPN. So if we have write SPN access on Alfred, so we can just use it his targeted Kerberos to be dump the hash and right. So that could be cool. So you can also find the targeted Kerberos is here. So it's nothing something stressing too much. But let's just clone it. But it should be on your Kali. So let me just go on that, and for targeted Kerberos unit, just this the domain and the user and it could be as a controller user, by the way. So so we got it. Okay, so that's cool because we have Kerberos app, Arrest Q, and the Clocks Q trigger it. So for this you can use sudo rdate and giving here with dash and domain, and this issue will fix it. Maybe someone's will also face this issue, so it's actually cool to be candidate. So I think that's fine. And now it should be work, and we will dump. So let me just close it, and we just have to be give domain name, controlled user, and his password, and it will be dump Alfred hash. So now we have Alfred hashes here. So let me call Alfred hash in this way, Joan Alfred hash dash wordless. Let's call user share wordless raku.txt. And with this in this way, we got Alfred password with the basketball, right? So now we can verify if it's really work on SMB or something like that. So net exec LD app. I'm gonna call with basketball. And for username, let's call Alfred, right? So let me just verify it, and I'm gonna be try on this one. So Python 3 main.python and like that, right? So what I'm gonna use is Alfred and his password basketball. Let's lay in that credentials. What? Just what? Oh, bro, this is no, it's okay. Basketball, nice. No, it's work. So this is really great for to be looking for aces here, so it's easy usage if you want to be use it here. So now we have owned Alfred, by the way, so I'm gonna be added on the owned, and we have now add self on infrastructure. Then for this you can just go on add self tab, and you will be see here Linux and Windows abuse actually. So let me just go on here and Linux abuse, and it will be say you can add yourself in this group. So if we added Alfred the infrastructure, so that will be means we have full access on infrastructure, so we can use red GMSA password of which is privilege of the infrastructure on the Ansible dev. But I wanna use on that find object aces, and you just have to give it username, and it will be find everything for you, and you will be see here ads right is add self. So it says also Alfred can add himself in infrastructure. So now we are on the add self, and let me just add it myself on infrastructure. So then we will see if we can really use the infrastructure privilege as the Alfred. So what I'm gonna do is for add it myself on the group bloody ad. This is actually great. So we can add it what we actually have on the so add it for all self, right? So you just have to use dash host for FQDN, and after the FQDN you have to give the domain name, username, password, and add group member on. You have to be just give it the here infrastructure, which is group name, and then after the group name you have to do give it the username, the target username, I mean. So it will be work, but you will not seeing here before you upload on Bloodhound. So you have to upload Bloodhound to be seeing Alfred has now full privilege on infrastructure. But if you want to just go on here as Alfred, and you will be see here now we have the other aces here, which is red GMSA. So this is the best things. So if we let's say if we are a member of the group infrastructure, so that means we can use infrastructure privilege directly on Ansible dev. To further be using the red GMSA password, I'm gonna use netexec smb. Of course not netexec smb, netexec ldf. Just give fqdn and for Alfred dash p basketball dash GMSA. It will be the GMSA of the which computer has this configuration, right? So it should be an Ansible dev. Let's see. So and if we own it Ansible dev, and that means we can use. All right, so we got it. So this is the Ansible devs hash. So let's call this one, and it's for Ansible, right? So which is here. So we can also check it's the force change password. So what I'm gonna use it's the find aces, and you will be see here Ansible dev has user force change password on Sam, and Sam has write owner on John, and John has generic all on ADCS. So it's actually showing us it's similar, I mean the same thing on the Bloodhound. Ansible dev has first change password on Sam, Sam has write owner on John, John has the full control on the ADCS. So that's the way, right? So if we have Ansible dev hash, now we can just verify it and then just change password of Sam, right? So netexec ldf, and what I'm gonna do is here Ansible, all right, Ansible dev and dash h, give this, oh fuck, we forget to copy hash. So let me just enter it, of course, and it's work. So for the change password, what I'm gonna use bloody 80 again, and the of course dash host dc01 TombWatcher. Let me just find it because it will be hell to be write everything from scratch. So Ansible dev and his hash, which is here, and set password of the which user we have on the privilege, which is Sam, and Sam's new password. So after we did it, let me just quick verify with Sam, of course, dash p, and give this, and for user let's just give Sam. Now we have already owned Sam, and we can also find it here. We have right owner on here. We can also find clear. Oh no, what was it? The clear here. I forgot. Help. Refresh. Yes. After refresh it, now we can check if we have Sam and what we can do. I just mean we can also do it with this one, so that will be cool, right? So, but we just know we have right owner on John. So right owner is the best one. I love it actually, and you have to do too many things this here. The best way to be doing this is everything you have to do. It's on the Linux abuse, of course. But for the quick win in the CTFs, I created auto bloody 80. What I'm gonna do is go my repositories, of course, and go for auto bloody 80, and it's just basic things. Let me download it and show you. It's really basic usage. It will be giving you command directly. So let me clone it first and go auto bloody 80, and let me just run it. What? Okay, so there's an attack vector we have to choose first. For example, we have right owner. Let me just press 5, and it will say the right owner on user, or right owner on computer, or right owner on groups. So we're gonna say it's we have right owner on user. So let me just give it here the 1, and it says enter a DC. So for the quick win, let me also copy and paste everything here, and domain is TombWatcher.htb, and user is John, and we added new password for John, which is new password 123, right? So then enter the target user. Our target user is John. Okay, so we actually did wrong, but we can verify it. So we just have to be changed with Sam, by the way. So we're gonna be added. So we did it wrong. So let me refresh it. 5.1 enter DC domain. Okay, this is shit. I have to fix it, by the way. And for username is Sam. Okay. The password is here. Target user is John, and it will be giving the all commands for us. For example, first of all, set owner on John from Sam. So we have to be just added here if you're using the special character for password. Then after that, we have to add a generic all as Sam on John. Then if we have generic all on John as Sam, that means we can change his password. So let's just change his password. So and now we are changed his password, I mean the John, as the new password, and we also know his member of remote management user. So I'm gonna try netexec winram and dc01 tombwatcher.htb-u john-p and giving his password, and nope, really? You're gonna be kidding me. You're gonna fucking kidding me? Get exec winram. What's wrong? What's actually wrong here? It's Neve password. Oh, we changed his password with new strong password. All right, that's right. Nice. So now we can read evil winram -I. So The other things we have as a John here, which is output object control on generic all on ADCS. So we have no any too much information is ADCS OO right now because it's not just a basic ADCS. It's not like a group, or it's not like user, or it's not like it's like the computers. So we have to doing something more. So if they have the generic all as a John, so we have to let's say in this way, we have to affect someone who's member of this. The for this one, there's not user here. We can see is affected on ADCS. So for this one, there is a quick things you can do. So the first thing is you can look for to users get AD object, and this AD object should be equal to we have to add it here filter, of course. It should be here if there's any deleted user. So if there's any deleted user, it should be as equal is deleted and dash eq, which means what we'll look for. It's true, and it should be in include and delete object. So it will be checked for if there's any user which is deleted. So we did something wrong. Included. Nope. Include deleted. Okay. So we will see here it's actually their third admin is deleted from the domain. So this third admin is also reminding us the ADCS, right? So that should be as like an affected on ADCS. So we can just show here it's a deleted object like ADCS here, right? So and the username is third admin, and we got here object GUID on here. So the first things we have to check which one is correct for us. So that should be our they added it and deleted. They added it and deleted. So the last thing stated on third admin. So that's the what's the problem here is with this GUID. So the object GUID, I mean. So we have to be if you want to add it. If we want to be added on this. So on the domain again, so we can just only do when it has generic all on ADCS, because there's the third admin is reminding us as ADCS, and we have the generic all on ADCS as the John, and John has if it has generic all on ADCS, so that means we can re-edit the third admin on to domain, right? So what I'm gonna do is restore AD object and dash identify and add this object GUID, of course. Then after that's all, we have to enable AD account, which is let's call with identify again, and we have to give username, which is third admin. Nice. So now we have third admin account. So let's check at this with again, and you will be see here with GUID is just gone. So we have the full access on the here on ADCS. So the last things I want to do here is bloody 80 again, of course. And when we are doing this, I want to add it, give generic all full generic all. Of course, with I can do it with add generic all, and now I'm gonna change to the password of third admin here, because we are just re-added it and it should be has a password. So the first things I want to do is just add it here the password and the third admin and his password, and it's actually a verb. So if we have the third admin here, the first things I want to check, which is ADCS, because it's coming from us from ADCS, right? So we got a here issue, but I don't know how to actually fix it. So there is sometimes there is wrong with ADCS modules on NetExec, so I really don't know. So what I'm gonna do is run certify finds on the domain with the password and giving to here the DCIP and look for vulnerable things, and it will be showing us ESC15. So for this one, I'm gonna use certify privilege escalation in the wiki tab, and you just have to go ESC15 here. And there is two way to be do it. The first things, and you can add it to application policy injection here. So let me actually show you what's actually wrong, what's actually correct. The first thing I want to show you in here. So you have ESC15, right? Is it added? No. So you have to check it something. You have to check it something, and you have to check it something. So if you want to check ESC15 and you're going to be check it in the request command, you need here template and you need here SA. So of course we have that. Of course we have the template name, which web server, and SA name is the TombWatcher SA1. Of course, but another things we also needed, which is client authentication, and it's false. So it should be true, not false. And we're gonna see here, it's not a problem here because the application policies just for this, the client authentication. So we're gonna be enable this. So we're gonna be change it true. So if you don't have the client authentication, I mean, if it's false on ESC1, for example, you cannot do because client authentication is false. But now we're gonna be application policies and change it client authentication. Then we're gonna be save it as converted. So that's the way. What I'm gonna do is certify 80 request. So let me find my the old command here. So the first things, the certify, we're just doing here the same thing here. So I just copy it and paste it. So there is no reason to be running everything from my hand from scratch. There is no reason, you know. So we just requesting the cert admin with cert. I mean, we are just requesting with cert admin with his password on DCIP when giving here target. And okay, so you know what? I don't care. Let me just save it here. So let's ask unit. Let's say nice. It says unit SA name. So I have SA name. It's TombWatcher SA1. The second thing's unit template name. Okay, I have template name. It's web server. And it says unit UPN. I want to request it PVX on administrator. And it says unit SID. So if you want to be learn SID, it's really basics. Net exec SMB, or it should be is LDAP, right? Yeah, it should be is LDAP. Get get SID. This is how you can grab SID from domain. And if it's this, add just 500, then it's admin. Then application policies, certificate request agent. Right? So this is same things. This is same things. Maybe, yeah, client authentication, of course. So because we're just doing here, let me show you is where is it here? So there's an A and B. That's A. Scenario B. So we are doing scenario A. So now we have administrator PVX set by AD authentication PVX administrator PVX and dash DC IP 10 10 11 82. Okay, of course I did wrong, and we cannot do it. It's because of this UQs. It's because of this we cannot do it. It's not possible because we are just grabbing it from client authentication, and client authentication is not true. We cannot authentication administrator PVX directly. That's the way. So it says you cannot use the administrator PVX. It's template not officially granting it via EQ. So you can use LDAP shell. Now I can use LDAP shell like that, you know. And we can connect LDAP, of course. Now let's look for help, and you can see here you can add new user, add computer, let's say disable account. set RBCD, change password. We can change password of administrator, but it's not good for OPSEC, of course. Something like that. This is a scenario A. What about scenario B? Scenario B, it's the better one. So because we're gonna be requesting here the same thing from certificate request agent, and now we can do on the using this agent certificate request the certificate the target privilege user. This is in like ESC like. So on behalf of it's from ESC3, then we can request administrator PVX and it will be authenticationable. So what I'm gonna do is here the second one, remove administrator PVX first, certify AD. So we are just doing here the other things, you know, AD rec, which is request, and the third admin. So now it will be changed with certificate request agent. We didn't give here, so you know what, setpi for example, we didn't give here any SID or the UPN. We didn't add it here UPN because now we are just requesting or PVX, attacker PVX. So it says that accepted output snippet, right? So because it's attacker PVX, you don't need to be given here UPN. So with this one, we will own the attacker PVX, not administrator. So with the attacker PVX, it says that you can use this agent, the certificate request certificate on behalf of one target privilege user, for example, administrator, right? So it should be the first step of ESC3. So now we have third admin PVX. We can authentication as the PVX to PVX if client authentication is false. What we cannot do is as like administrate. Like a password. It's not client authentication. It's just LDAP authentication, right? So what I'm just using here attacker PVX and give which user you want. For example, administrator. You can change it. That's actually not important too much. So what I'm gonna do is the second things, just requesting here with using administrator PVX. Let's say I actually use it here, but I don't know where it actually now. The template should be user. What? Maybe I use setpi. Ah yes, it's this. Username, password, TCP, target, SA name, template should be user. This is important. The template name is web server, but we are using here user because we just own it third admin PVX. So just give it the PVX of third admin and which user you want. Administrator, then just add it here administrator. You will be own administrator PVX. Then after that all, setpi AD with authentication, setpi AD authentication, you will be own the administrator hash. So now after that's all, net exec smp EC01 TombWatcher .hdb-u administrator -h and -ntds. Give it here yes, and just dump it. That's all. So my goal was to be explain everything I can grade because of there's too much misconfiguration we found on the Bloodhound and with the great tool find aces. And the last part was extremely great. You know, it's ESC15 and it's one of my favorite box of the HackTheBox, definitely. So now we own everything. And thank you for watching.